How to pass the IGCSE exam. The IGCSE refers to a test utilized in the United Kingdom and surrounding areas as a standardized test, equivalent to the high school GED of America. A lot of people think that being a teacher's pet, doing all the homework and being a nerd would make you top of the IGCSEs, but that's really not the case. If you're about to take IGCSE exams and you're looking for tips which will help you pass, this article offers some tips which will hopefully get you some good grades. Part 1: Developing a long-term strategy. 1. Throw out previous thinking. Forget about the classic listen to your teacher, do your work consistently strategy. Instead, think long-term. Relax, enjoy, and have fun throughout the year. There is really no need to work your butt off for the internal examinations or try to impress your teachers because, in the IGCSEs, only the boards matter. 2. Do your homework consistently during the year. When you do homework, you can test what you know on each subject, and you can look back at it for revision. 3. Keep it in your mind that you need to get grades from A* to C, because a D or lower is a fail. 4. Read voraciously. Every weekend, just read through the text. One chapter of each subject, whichever one you prefer, but try not to repeat the same ones every time. 5. Use your holidays and vacation as a time to study. A steady, ongoing state of learning will have you more than ready by exam time, rather than trying to cram at the last minute. Those breaks during the year provide a more relaxing, yet still work-focused, time to keep preparing consistently. If you use these times to keep learning, you won't stress anywhere near as much as those leaving it all until the last minute. 6. Prepare in earnest from about 6 months, then really knuckle down at 3 months to go. This deeper learning and revision must begin well before the boards, so plan out a timetable and give up on about 90% of the fun you have been having at this point. It's serious study time. It may seem a long term, but it's short in the bigger scheme of things and yet has such long-term impact, so dedicate yourself to the long-term outcome for the best. Part 2: Specific studying strategies. 1. Listen to the teacher's explanation throughout the whole year. These will help you to retain the information and is useful to draw on in case you forget what something means. 2. Use the mid-year examinations to pinpoint your progress thus far. After the mid-year examinations, work on improving your grades. For example, if you get a C in physics, or biology or chemistry, work on getting at least a B. If you get a B in maths, try to work harder for getting an A, and so on. Note, English is a language that you can't study. The only thing you can do to improve your skills is to read stories, books, magazines, newspapers, etc. See Reading Voraciously as a strategy in Section 1. 3. Keep concentrating in class, keep doing your homework and keep studying at home. Try to focus, even if you find that this is easier said than done. 4. Study in groups with friends. This is very helpful and could help you overcome any problems that arise. Part 3: 3 months before the exams. 1. Start reviewing. The learning is over. Look at the notes you took during the past couple of years. You need to remember it all. 2. Study really hard. For the next 3 months, read and learn all your textbooks. Remember only the prescribed ones. There is no need to buy those guidebooks. Learn each and every definition. They will be in the test. 3. Review historic exams. For the last 3 months, do and re-do the past papers from the last 20 years. Do them as many times as you can and check your answers from the marking scheme. Review all the tests and exams done in class and learn from your mistakes. Try to print out old IGCSE, GCSE papers. This way when it comes to the real exam you'll know how everything is organized. Mostly from circle the answers to definitions. You can mostly find past papers on your exam board's website, and there are many other sites which offer them too. Part 4: Sitting the exam. 1. Make sure you eat well before the exam. Not eating could cause you to forget things, and you need to have energy to work hard. Some exams are about 2 hours long. 2. Write whatever you know in the exam. Try not to leave any questions blank. If you can't answer a question, don't waste time by hopelessly trying to figure it out. Move on, then come back to it later. 3. Know some of the important elements when doing the test. Some of these include: run through the exam quickly before doing any questions, that way you know what questions are to come and you don't get a big shock. Use the number of marks available for each question as an indicator of how much you need to write. Don't write an entire paragraph for a 1-mark question, and don't write one short sentence for a 6-mark question. Use information given in the question. Use tables and graphs if given to back up your answer. Answer the question. If there are 2 parts to a question, ensure you answer both. Don't write more points than required. If it's a 3-mark question, write 3 points only. The examiner will not pick out the best points out of many. When asked to draw a line of best fit, draw a line which has the same number of points on each side and goes through as many points as possible. Show you're working clearly when you are doing calculations. You will be awarded extra marks. Always give the correct units in an answer to a calculation. Always label diagrams with as much detail as you can. Draw diagrams in pencil as you may need to make changes later. When drawing graphs, always label the axes with their name and the units you are using, e.g. time, seconds. Check your spelling, punctuation and grammar carefully as there may be extra marks awarded for this. 4. Do not cheat. Never copy from neighbors and hidden notes because you will be cheating. 5. Reap the rewards. If you do all this, there is a very good chance of you scoring more than you ever thought you could. Tips. Focus on every word you write and read. Study hard on the subjects in which you are weak. Always listen to your teachers and take to corrections which don't prove that you're right. Take breaks during your study times. Take an overall look at your exam to determine which ones are the hard questions so you can save time for them. For practice papers, go to www.extremepapers.com. This will help you know how the exam's papers are organized. Do difficult questions first so you won't feel as panicked or lose too much time on the easier ones. It doesn't matter what teachers think of you in class. Remember, they have zero influence on your final result or direction in life. In the larger scheme of things, don't make enemies, but don't fret if they seem to overreach your participation desires. Ideally, your school would give you the past papers to practice. If they don't, then find some by yourself. Some specialty stores or possibly online could have them. Remember, past papers are the most important. Only do the actual CIE past papers, though doing O-level past papers can be helpful for the sciences. Write the book down for efficient learning. If you can learn through re-writing, go for it. Warnings. Not every method works for every person. If cramming just stresses you out, study a little each night throughout the year instead. Do not talk or try to interact with anyone except for the invigilator as soon as you have entered the examination hall. Carry only a transparent material to carry your items, pencils, pens, etc. Never get involved in unfair activities during the exam. If you are caught doing so in any IGCSE exam, you will get 0 marks as a result of your dishonesty, and all of your IGCSE results will be discarded. Don't try to revise the day before the exam, as you should sleep well to perform well, but revise the day before the exam in the morning. A seeming air of cooperation can be beneficial, so throw the teacher a bone every once in a while. Always take a day of rest in the week because all work and no play stiffens your retention rates. Things. AC, through pencil case. Pencils X2. Pens X2, black and blue. Ruler. Eraser. Some exams need colored pencils. Calculator, FX91 ESS, model. Ensure to sharpen your pencils and check your pens for ink before entering the exam hall. Always keep a spare sharpener if your pencil goes blunt. In most exams you will need a protractor and a compass. Candidate information and bring your ID card. Do not forget these 2 things, they're essential.